homeschooling Grammy, and it's Word Wednesday time again. And as you can see, I'm back in my bedroom. So I'm going to try really hard today just to keep on point and not get too emotional, because I have just returned from what was an amazing 2 weeks. And my scripture today, I want to give back all the glory back to God, all of it to Him, because it is because of His grace and mercy and love that all of what occurred in the last couple of weeks happened. It's because of Him. So anyways, if you follow my channel regularly, you will know that Word Wednesday is something that I've been doing for a few months now, and I like to share scripture and maybe some little insight along with the scripture, or maybe how I'm feeling led by the Lord to share the scripture. And I also like to bring in life experiences, whether it be from homeschooling or the Rest in Grace series that I do with Ingrid over at Mommy and Mia Homeschool Chronicles, and Darlene over at the Recycled Mom, and you know, that just all kinds of try to be as uplifting as I can be. So anyways, I'm already getting sidetracked. This Word Wednesday is particularly special to me because don't ever think that God doesn't hear what you have to say, doesn't hear your prayers, doesn't hear the desires of your heart, doesn't take into consideration like when things are really hard and you're struggling for what seems like a long time. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to get upset, but it's really hard today. Okay. The easy thing to do right now would be for me to stop the film and start over, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. So, deep breathe, Kim, deep breathe. Okay, so let's get into the scripture first. So, as I had said before, I have just come back from the most awesome experience. I met amazing people. We traveled from our home in upstate New York. We live in the Adirondack Mountains of New York. So, you know, everybody thinks, oh, New York, and they think Manhattan, they think the city. We are very far from, and not even close to the city. We are closer to the Canadian border than we are to the city. So we started here, and through our journey, it took us into New Jersey. It took us into Maryland. We traveled through West Virginia. We didn't stop in West Virginia, but we traveled through West Virginia. Of course, you know, on our way to New Jersey, we traveled through Delaware and whatnot. But so anyways, we traveled through West Virginia into Virginia, where we met up with some people there. We went all the way to North Carolina, and we met up with some people there. And if you want to find out where we went and what occurred, and whom I was so blessed to meet, just keep. Matter of fact, I released a video yesterday, and it was our very first stop on our trip, and there will be 6 more of them. There are 7, and I find that kind of ironic. Like, I didn't do that on purpose, but 7 is the number of perfection, and I kind of feel like this whole experience, what couldn't have been any better. It was as perfect as something can get this side of heaven. So, okay, enough yakking. Let me get on to scripture. There's 2 of them. One is from Psalm 37:4, and the other one's Psalm 37:5. So, you know, one right after the other. And I'm going to start with Psalm 37:5 that says, "Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act." So, this channel, when I started this channel, it's been over a year now. I've said it from the start that this is God's channel, and I committed it to Him. And this verse says, commit your way to the Lord and trust in him and he will act. And that is exactly what he has done. He has done things with my channel that I never saw coming. I never saw, well, first off, I had no idea that I would be diagnosed with this illness, this horrendous illness that I have. But in the process of all of it, he has brought something about where I thought maybe I had something to offer, being a homeschooling grandmother, something that I hadn't seen before on YouTube. And he has taken it places that I never dreamed would ever occur. It has not grown exponentially quickly, but it has grown in a different way, and it has grown with people who I feel as though really care about what happens to me, and I truly care about what happens to people who come and watch me on a regular basis. And I appreciate it, and I'm very thankful. So, Psalm 37:4 says, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. And we did a collaboration last year with a Facebook group called YouTube Blogging Collaborators. At the time, it was just YouTube Collaborators. And I was brand new to YouTube, and I was super excited because we had this year-long collaboration where you got to bless another channel for an entire year. And during this process, I became really close to my secret channel, and watching these people, and actually it's Net and Tina from their channel Net and Tina, but I actually was given Net from Net and Tina, and she didn't know that I had her. And then unbeknownst to me, that whole year I had her sister Tina had me. And then the person who organizes all of this is Ingrid from Mommy and Me, a Homeschool Chronicles. And so those three, and then you bring in Darlene from the Recycled Mom, and she does the Resting in Grace series with Ingrid and I. So what started out as just being me wanting us to start this channel because I thought I had something to offer in homeschool has become so much more than that. It has become a place where true friendships have developed, and developed to the point of these people are like my family for real. And as I said before, you will see, I have a lot of footage coming out. One has already been published. But Psalm 37:4, delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. So in all that has ensued with my illness and everything that has occurred with me health-wise, anybody who's watched me from the beginning can see just physically how much I've changed in the last year. Because sometimes you are given no choice, and you have to do what you have to do, and it meant a natural approach for me, and I talk about that on my channel. And it meant changing the way I eat, the way I think, the way I do a lot of things. I had to make a total change because I didn't want to become this statistic. The statistic of the suicide disease, because unfortunately, for so many people who suffer from this illness, they take their own life. So, yeah, I'm sorry, today's hard. So, anyway, God heard my prayers, he heard the desires of my heart. He saved me from an illness. Because really, a miracle. I shouldn't be doing this well. Because I see so many people suffering that are not doing this well. And he didn't just stop there. He went above and beyond. In the process of this horrendous illness, he brought people who pray for me and they care about me. That become my friends and my family. And I'm so grateful. So don't ever think that God doesn't hear you and that he doesn't answer prayers. Because sometimes he answers them in such a profound way that you're in complete awe. And you don't even know what to say. Except thank you. And how amazing is that? So that's all I have to say today. Except that all those people who have touched my life, thank you. All those people that pray for me, thank you. All the people I got to hug in person and say thank you to. Their hospitality, how kind they were to us. And I'm just so blessed to still take breath. God bless, and I will talk to you again next week.